It's another day with zero to hero. You know, today was a very interesting day. It was a good day. I would say that so far it's a day where I've rested, tried to get a lot of rest to prepare for the upcoming week. The upcoming week will be another test. It will be a test to see how much I've learned thus far. That's a test to see if I can continue on this journey towards zero to hero. Today was a good day. Did a lot of research. Also did a lot of introspection, trying to keep myself in the right frame of mind to continue on this journey. Today I had these three things, or these three topics that I kind of wanted to talk about. And it's not really a topic, it's more of a phrase. I would say three phrases, and I like to use a mnemonic system. So I'd use a mnemonic SAL. The S stands for saying no, say no. The A stands for ask why, and the L stands for laughless. I realize that sometimes a lot of the reasons why we tend to listen to what others say, why we tend to take into account too much of what others say about us and our lifestyle and our way of doing things, is because we lack the confidence and we lack self-esteem. Now, a guy that I listen to a lot, Dan Penner, he says that that's the root of the problem, self-esteem, or a lack of self-esteem. He says that political correctness is a manifestation of a lack of self-esteem. And I think that's true. I think in today's society, we tend to be offended by the simplest of things, or we tend to do things based upon what others want us to do, or we follow the general trend in society even if it's not in groove with how we feel and our situations are. So when it comes to the mnemonic, say no, ask why, laugh less, I think it's something that can help us to move forward when it comes to our confidence levels and bringing up our level of self-esteem. I believe that we need to be more selfish at times, especially, former people pleasers like myself, and a lot of other people who tend to be people pleasers or keep up with the Joneses, those type of individuals. And I'm pretty sure that that's a majority of people in this world. So say no. I realize that that's something that's very difficult for a lot of people to do. They have a difficult time saying no. It's easy to say yes and to go along with the groove, but it's very hard to say no and go against the groove, because doing that would potentially mean that you could get into some contentious situation. You might get into an argument, you might have a confrontation, something of the sort. And that's why a lot of people don't want to say no, But I believe that that's something that's very crucial. If there's something that you really don't want to do, then why say yes? Sometimes that will enable people to take advantage of you, and that's not something that you want in your life. So I think it's very important for us to learn to say no, not say yes, not say maybe, but say no. Say no. We have to try to have that built into our system, the idea of saying no, not being a people pleaser, and not swimming around the bush or going around the bush, whatever the phrase is. Just learn to say no. And I believe that will help you a lot in terms of your self-esteem and your confidence. Because when you're forcing yourself to say no, you're forcing yourself to please yourself and not others. And that's a very good step. That's a step in the right direction. We're not saying that you should just say no to everything at the same time, or that you can't take things under consideration. But don't allow people to just tell you what to do all the time. Learn to say no if it's something that you don't want to do, or something that you don't have the time for, or something that's not in your schedule. You can work with people on making compromises, that's fine. And you are the true judge of any situation. But learn to say no. And I'm not saying, I'm not saying that you should say no in terms of, because you just, what I'm saying, like some people can go overboard with it. Because I do believe in life that we need to help each other. We need to help each other survive and excel and succeed. But there are instances when we are overwhelmed, or instances where we need to set a boundary. And in those cases, you'll have to say no. All right? Then ask why. So I know in a lot of instances, I think this might be, it's a slight variation of saying no, but I think that sometimes it might be an easier way to say no, but it's also a way of allowing the other person to express the reasons for wanting you to do something, or telling you something that, he or she assumes you will just accept. You have to learn to ask why. You have to learn to not just take everything at face value, and ask the person why, inquisitively. If you're not sure, ask them why. And, if they ask you to do something and you don't necessarily want to say no, you ask why. Why should I do this? Why am I doing this? You understand? And I think that will definitely help you in terms of, being more confident, building on your self-esteem. I think asking why should generally progress into saying no, but I think it's definitely a good start. Ask why when it comes to, a wide variety of situations. If someone is asking you, to do something for them, and it's you believe that they could do it themselves, then ask them, why should I do this for you? Why am I doing this? And then in certain instances, I'm not necessarily saying to ask why every single time, but still remember that you need to ask those kind of questions before you do something that you don't necessarily want to do. And sometimes when we're nervous, or when we feel below somebody, we feel as if we must say yes, or you must do whatever the person tells us to do. But ask a question. Ask why. Say no. Okay. And then the third thing I would say is laugh less. Excuse me. Laugh less. I think that's a very important subject. I've always been the type of person tend to laugh a lot, because I love smiling, I love laughing, I love, letting people know that I'm with them, I'm having a good time and they're cool and everything. So I generally like laughing, but I realize that it can be seen as a sign of weakness. So upon that realization, I've decided to learn to laugh less. When I'm out in public and I'm talking to individuals, I don't laugh a lot. Now, if the ice is being broken and there is some kind of chatter that, a smile or a laugh here or there is needed, then fine. But as soon as that moment has passed and you get straight back to business, no more laughing. I think that laughing can be a defense mechanism. So when you're in a confrontational situation, sometimes We may laugh, and that laughter is mainly a defense mechanism because we don't have the capacity to stand up for ourselves. I think that's something that I kind of learned about myself. When I should stand up for myself, I am instead laughing or I am smiling. And I definitely see that as a sign of weakness at times. So I definitely think that we have to be more serious at times, and not serious all the time where your face is just always, serious looking. But I definitely believe that we should try to laugh less and focus more on a business type of outlook on life. So that's basically what I wanted to talk about today. I definitely think that we should all keep grinding on our missions and what we want to achieve in life. For me, it's working, looking into that business strategy. So working in economic development and seeing what that kind of arena is like. Getting good grades in school and doing my fitness, working out, doing my track and field, and going as far as I can with the track and field. So that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed it. Check it.